Hey guys, this is Sandy White from Simply Fit, your #1 health and wellness cheerleader. And on today's segment, we're going to be talking about how you can be intentional with your happiness. And what is the purpose of being happy? Some of you guys think it's woo-woo, but the way God structured everything, your body, your mind, your soul, they all intertwine. And when one is off, it affects everything else. For example, your lymphatic system, when you start getting, you're starting to gain weight and you're like, I don't understand why I'm gaining weight. You're starting to feel aches and pains in different parts of your body, in your joints. I mean, sometimes people tell me about on the back of their hands, barely touching it. It's like I didn't hurt myself, but inflammation it really makes your body stagnant. So what I'm using today is this vibrational plate, and the word says it all, vibration. And so the more movement you have in your body, it shakes up that lymphatic system, and it causes to, now like, okay, we're stuck. Let's not, now we can start getting ourselves back into a flow where we can start moving like water. It's no different than when you see a car accident. Cars that are in that lane are now stuck, but the cars that are going past the accidents on both sides, coming and going, they start to slow down because now they're looky loose. It's no different than inside your body because everything is connected. If you don't have a vibrational plate, I'm going to ask you to really invest in one. The higher the number for how long you want to be on the plate, the more intense you're going to feel. So right now I have this on 10. I may put it up to like 12 or 15. And then whatever time frame you put it on, then you put it on levels. So I like it on the highest level. If I'm going to use it and I'm going to go for it, I'm going to go for it all the way. So let's jump into it and let me get this plate going. All right, guys, so you can see me going. I have this on level 2 for 20 minutes. So I'm going to do a little bit with no weights, and I'm just going to do some basic movements, which you can do. And once it starts to kick in, you're really going to see me do the weeble wobble. But we're not focusing on the vibrational plate, but I just want to let you all know this is what I'm on, so you'll hear my voice. Okay. All right. But anyway, we're going to talk about two things before this is a bonus. If you're on the vibrational plate, the wider you have your legs, you are in a jog motion. When you have your feet closer in, it's more of a walk motion. But what you want to do is you want to squat into the motion. You can use weights, which I'll use in a little bit. You can sit on it. You can do push-ups on it, the whole 9 yards. So let's jump back into why you want to be intentional with your happiness. So I'm going to stay in this squat mode because I can actually feel it in my core, I can feel it in my thighs, and I can feel it in my glutes. So, and in my calves. So I'm going to stay in this motion for a bit and talk to you guys. Being intentional with your happiness affects your longevity. So if you're a grunt monster, that negativity, literally, it eats away at the inside of your body. You've heard of people having cancer just all parts of your body, but cancer is just not good. It's negative energy. So I'm not saying that is the only way to get that disease, but you prolong it when you're negative. You have more headaches, you have more health challenges. So you want to be intentional with your happiness for the simple fact that it does expand your life. So what are the things that you have been doing? I'll tell you what I've been doing so that I constantly have happiness flowing through my life. You look at it, before I tell you some of the things that I do. Again, the example that I gave you all with the car accident, it's no different than when you see water that that's not flowing. You start seeing gunk build up in it. You start seeing a lot of the algae build up in it. But when the water is flowing, it's clear, it's moving, it's beautiful. It gives off this wonderful energy, this wonderful aura of peace. But when it's stagnant, it almost gives you the swampy effect. Well, that's no different than what's going on in your body when you do not make it your purpose to be intentional with your happiness. So I'm going to switch over and do some of my notes. When you're happy, I told you guys, it elongates your life. So some of the things that I like to do, well, this is just my bent on life. I'm going to be happy no matter what. We have all of our ups and downs that happen to us throughout our life, but we don't want to continue to stay in that vein. That doesn't do anything for you, and it definitely doesn't represent the body of Christ. You reduce your stress. We all know that. Reducing your stress at all costs. The easiest way is to just be happy. I mean, I use this example all the time. A lot of y'all know the show Martin Lawrence. He's a comedian, hilarious. Find something that's going, when you are having a crappy day, that no matter what you do, it's going to get you into a happy mood. You have got to figure out what that is. And you can add things to your life. So as I was about to tell you, my husband and I just started dancing. What is it? It's a dance studio that's, I should have got the name because it's a very popular name, and I thought the dance studio had closed up. But anyway, it's like 20 to 30 minutes from my house. We did our first lesson last week. I so enjoyed it. So I'm just going to let you know, it goes up and it goes down, but it works to assist you with strengthening your bones, strengthening your immune system, getting the lymphatic system working like it's supposed to. Let me jump into my other notes. Being intentional with your well-being, will keep you extremely happy. And you want to know how you're like really, really happy. When you're really, really happy, you make sure that what's going on the inside mirrors what's on the outside. Like, I don't know, I cut my hair so y'all can see that, right? And I think it looks incredible. However, when I was tying it up on top of my head, I was damaging my head. It's no different than when we're not being intentional with our happiness. We cause damage. Well, I decided I'm going to get intentional because I want my hair back down my back. I had to cut it. I had to stop putting it on top of my head. It's pulling it out. What are you doing in your life that's causing you to be stagnant, where you're not having the happiness on a consistent basis that should be in your life? When you're happy, you dress better. You smile more. Smiling is so easy when you are like, I don't have no friends. If you're in a happy mood, you're smiling, that encourages other people to feel safe to come and speak to you. It does wonders for you if you're like socially awkward. Be happy and pleased about yourself. You know what else you do? The more happy you are, the more you will take care of yourself. I'm super happy, but this is an example. I went and got my toes done. Some of you all forget about yourselves. You make yourself the last thing. But I'm so happy that when I get my hand, I don't usually put this stuff on my hands. You wash your hands too much and it'll come off. But my toes, I always make sure it's some crazy loud color. Like, this is a neon color on my feet. Can y'all see it? But you want to also, when you're happy and you want to be intentional, the reason is that it will help in your aging process. You won't age so fast. When you're grumpy, you age more. You cause wrinkles to come in on your face. You start causing the deep wrinkles on the jaw lines. I mean, just wrinkles everywhere. Just like when, I forget what you call the dog, the chartreuse, the one with all the wrinkles. Come on, they're super happy, but I'm saying that's the effect that it has on humans. I feel like I got something on my eye. But the other thing is, psychologically, if you're not happy, it is linked to more mental stress, depression. The happier you are, the more psychologically you have those happy hormones going through your body. So you feel better, you look better, you talk better. You can tell where somebody is, whether they're happy or sad, based off of what's coming out of their mouth. Are you hearing positive affirmations? Are you or are you hearing doom and gloom? And I'm gonna tell you, if you hear doom and gloom, you want to get away from that person. Or if you're a counselor, you know what direction to go in. Guys, this feels so good. And the other thing is, if you're super happy, not only are you going to look good and feel good, you're going to exercise more. This feels so good. This is like doing 50 to 100 squats. And I'm just doing this basic motion here of a tiny little movement. But this movement with this vibrational plate, and you're stepping out like you are, it's working the inner and outer thighs. Oh, this feels so good. But let me keep going. So another tip is, when you're happy, you're stronger. And I already told you about your social connections. They're much better. They're easier. You have more supportive energy coming out where people want to interact with you more. And when you're stronger, you're more confident. You are more likely to go and try some of those things that you've been woulda, coulda, shoulda on. I woulda did this, but 20 minutes is up that fast. That felt so good. But if you haven't gotten the vibrational plate, please get it. That's the easiest workout you will ever do. I didn't break a sweat, but I broke a sweat because the lymphatic system got going. And the more it goes, the less inflammation, the less swelling you have in your hands, your ankles, your belly, your butt, everything. All right, so let me jump into the next couple tips and we're going to wrap this up. So the next tip that I wanted to share is, when you're intentional with your happiness, it does help with your quality of life. And I'm not saying when you're sad, you're just supposed to just jump over those emotions. No, God gave us those emotions so that you can feel, you can release, you can realize that you are here on this earth and you can make an impact with those feelings. You have empathy, but you don't want to stay there. And I know a lot of individuals that retire, they don't have the quality of life because they didn't properly prepare, not financially, but for their mentality, for their happiness. So that's when you hear a lot of people that maybe 6 months to a year after retiring, you hear of their demise. They do not schedule happiness. What they did up until their retirement, it was scheduled work. So they had a purpose. But then when they retired, they no longer had a purpose. Yes, you do. Whether you're working or not, your purpose is to be happy. And the last point, let me see, what's my last point? Research suggests that when you're happier, your body shows it, which I told you guys that earlier, and it helps make your immune system better, and it also reduces inflammation. When you're in a crappy mood, you cause more challenges in your body for your body to start coagulating and causing disease and chaos in your body than you do when you're happy. That's why the Bible says that when you laugh, that belly, oh my God, the Bible doesn't say this part. I'm saying this part. When you do the belly aching laugh and you're crying, so I mean, that sends positive vibrations through your body like this vibrational plate, and it sets you on track for positivity. And the happier you are, it's like the energy waves. It's almost like spider waves. You're like catching people. Chow, chow, you're happy, you're happy, you're happy. That's what we're here to do. But if you're not going to be happy, the main things that I talk about on this channel, you have to be intentional in taking care of your mind, body, and soul. That's going to be like whatever. You know, I want to sit on the sofa and whine and complain. We don't want to do that. We want to get up. We want to exercise. We want you to have a long, prosperous life. We want you to take some of these tips that we're giving to you guys. They're simple. They're easy. How much easier can it be being on a vibrational plate, squatting down, doing a couple sit-ups, pull-ups, whatever, because you could use bands on here. You can do one leg on, one leg off, and I told you all I'm working my inner and outer thigh, so I'm only gonna stay here. And you can stay like this the whole time, or you can go up and down, whatever. And that if you stand straight up, like I'm not totally straight, but you can see I'm doing more wiggle, 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 and you can feel that. I mean, all up in my shoulder. Well, I can feel it. You can't. But if you get a vibrational plate, you will. I can feel it all the way from my shoulders, all the way down to my feet. And if you put your hands over your head, now you can feel it really good in your back, in your abs, all the way up in your chest area. I love it. And it's simple moves. For you all to like, I got bad, this, that, whatever. Get on a vibrational plate. Be happy. Be intentional. That is what Simply Fit is about. Fun, intentional, total training. We provide you guys with simple tips and strategies so you're able to overcome suicide and depression. I'm not expecting you to take all of what I share. I'm expecting you to do this one step at a time. Make it easy, make it simple so that each day you can move forward to your health and wellness goals, and you can stick with them. We broadcast every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WYTV7.org. Check out what we're doing in the community. Hit that broadcasters button. Click on any one of them. See what they've got to offer. Bless somebody else's life. And just keep it flowing. Until next week. Love you guys. Bye.